do come in. I've been expecting you. At Florida House, we take our fun very seriously.
Oh dear, another one of those stories.
You see the rack. A serious item indeed. Last seen in public at the Gay Mardi Gras last year. Well, that was the outfit I wore in 1974 to the Melbourne Cup and appeared in Newsweek doing so.
I've never known a girl like you before.
Life spits out interesting people, doesn't it? And Madame Lash is at the front of the queue. This is her as a human, well, an artist. Vincent van Gogh once cut his ear off. Madame Lash has cut off more than she can chew.
There's never been a painting of this magnitude submitted. It's physically large, as well as that. It's huge in concept. 7 virtual reality poppies.
She calls it the 7 Faces of Poppy, the lipstick queen and young Australian of the year, posing the 7 deadly sins, the brands of her new lipsticks.
And not being an artist, I look at that and I think there's a lot of work to go yet. With the faces, I don't know.
Wait till you see how fast I go. And anyway, what do you think has to be done?
Not wanting to bear the scorn of Madame Lash, we walked away from the easel to take in the big picture, a complete home of art.
Said, hey, baby, take a walk on the wild side. Said, hey, Candy, take a walk on the wild side. And the colored girls go do, 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 do.
Entries closed some 6 hours ago. So too did the museum, but she paints on.
Here I have this major masterpiece, and I know that there'll be a public who's going to adore crowding round it. I'm just picturing it.
So the brush strokes went on into the night, and by daybreak...
Right, take it up to the window, lads. Put it gently on the sill, slide it out a bit.
Finally, the 7 deadly sins leaves the house of sin, and an artist anticipates accolades from adoring judges.
Well, I hope they take it. My public awaits me. Otherwise, they'll have Madame Lash to contend with.
Welcome to At Home with John Mangos. Here's John.
Welcome, everybody. Great to be with you this Friday morning. Looking forward to the weekend, I bet. But before we lost out of the frame a few moments ago, I introduced her at the start of the show as the most rejected artist in Australia. It's for good reason. She has been awfully rejected lately, but her spirits are not dampened. She's otherwise known as the Immaculate Lash. Many of you will remember her as having been Madame Lash. These days, she's Gretel Pinniger. Good morning to you and welcome to the program.
Good morning, John.
It's very nice to see you.
Well, it's very exciting to be here.
How do you feel about having a title like the most rejected artist in Australia?
I don't feel good about rejection. That's one of the things about me, but I know how to deal with it.
Now, when I mentioned that you've been rejected, of course, I'm making an obvious reference to the Archibald Prize, that you've entered how many times now?
I've entered 4 times and I've been hung twice, but this year I really believe that I deserve to win, and certainly the public deserved to see my effort.
And they never did. What was the effort this year that you feel so cheated about?
The painting's called Poppy Wears the 7 Deadly Sins, and it's a painting of my friend Poppy King, Young Australian of the Year, wearing each one of her range of colours of lipstick,
Yes.
the 7 deadly sins. And I've written in lipstick on her lovely flesh the name of each sin.
Right.
She is also wearing on her lips.
And the judges obviously didn't deem that even good enough to hang.
It would seem not. I did submit it 2 days late, but they took my entrance money and still didn't hang the painting.
Okay, now you brought some other pictures in this morning. Have a look at some of these folks, because Gretel, of course, known in other circles of society these days. Really, are you a full-time artist these days?
Yes,
You
every living minute of my life I'm an artist.
Because I feel a bit uncomfortable saying this, but you've been a stripper, and you've also been a dominatrix.
Oh, certainly, and always a showgirl.
And always a showgirl. Now, let's have a look at this. Mary MacKillop. Now, this, I imagine, would have angered many people.
Well, I don't know why. It was rejected, much to my surprise, amazement and fury, from not only the Mary MacKillop competition, but the Salmon Prize as well. However, the public has all seen it in the gay Mardi Gras.
Gretel, is that you over Mary's shoulder?
Yes, that is me in my incarnation of the immaculate Lash. And if you look at the painting, you can see that there's an obvious relationship between Mary MacKillop and me. I'm focusing on her. And what's the difference between us, really? Am I a saint or is she a showgirl?
That's a fair question indeed. I've got a feeling a lot of people...